give me this capability. That's called Siddhi. They are known as Siddhas. He is able to do many things. He can create lot of magics. He can create lot of things. So he is a Siddha. He is not through the Brahma. He is not a Brahmachari. He is not going into the Brahma Sakshatkaram. Here, in this tattva, in Chhandogya Upanishad teaches us or tells us that Eta Astiso Devata Abhyapattasam. That means these three devatas, the extraction of their characteristics into him. Meditate on him, brood over that, and the Agni Tattva in the Prithvi, and that Agni Tattva has been taken care into the self. Vayu Tattva taken care into the self. Yes. And the sun, Surya Tattva, takes the Prakasha Tattva taken care into the self. So the self becomes that. And from that, these three deities he brooded over, and then they were being brooded over. And from the fire, from the Agni Tattva, he extracted the Rig mantras. From the Agni Tattva, the Rig mantras. From the Vayu Tattva, the Yajur mantras. And from the Surya Tattva, the Sama Tattvas have been derived. Rig, Yajur and Sama. These three Vedas, this knowledge of the three Vedas have been taken care. The mantras, that means all the knowledge of these Vedas, the Vedas have come from these tattvas. So that is why you will find the first mantra starting, Rig Veda mantra starting from Vaishwanaram, starting from the Agni. Starting with the first mantra, starting with the puja to the Agni. So Rig Veda. Whereas in the Yajur Veda, you will start from the air. Yes. And in the Sama Veda, you will see that Prakasham, Suryo, it starts from the Surya, Bhaskara. So these mantras, that means what is that again? No, it's not that. The jnanam of these things, the absolute jnanam of these tattvas have been derived. That means Agni Tattva, the Rig Veda is connected with the Agni Tattva, Yajur Veda is connected with the Vayu Tattva, and the Surya is connected with the Sama Veda. So these Vedas have been created based on the Swabhava of the principles of these deities, which are with which only the Panchabhut, the whole universe, Prakriti, has been created. That's why it is. Prakriti has been created. Here we are talking about Prakriti also, then Purusha. That's why I said Saprapancha Upasana here. Aprapancha Upasana. There they will not discuss about all these things. They will talk only about the Brahman in the Aprapancha Upasana. There it is totally different. So here, Saprapancha Upasana, since it is that, we have to talk about these Panchabhutas also. So these have been derived out of it. So a person who is doing meditation, we will have to do these meditations. And in this, they are very powerful meditations again. Absolutely, very, very powerful. Each one has to be taken. Agni separate, and Agni and Rig connected and separate. Like that we will have to take. Yes. So these mantras from which he brooded over the knowledge of three Vedas, he took the juices from them when they were being brooded. That's from these mantras. Now, from the fire, Agni, the Rig mantra. From the Rig mantra, he derived a small sutra of the whole Rig mantra. The sutra of the whole Rig mantra is Bhu, Prithvi Tattva, because it has come from the Prithvi Tattva. Bhu. Then the Vayu Tattva, Bhuvaha. Bhuva. Vayu is where? In the Bhuva. Bhu, Bhuvaha. Then from the Prakasha Surya, Surya Tattva, Swaha is created. That's Prakasha. So from these he has derived Bhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha has been created, has been absorbed. So the meaning of Bhu is again ultimately when you have understood the Bhu meaning, Akshara, you understood the earth. You understood the earth means you understood the Agni. You understood the Agni Tattva. Then you understood the Rig Veda. Everything comes in that. So is how, as I told you, when a person who need not have the intelligence, by grace of the God or by grace of the knowledge, by grace of the Tapasvi, Jnani, Guru and all that, when a Diksha during the Paurnami, the day of Paurnami, a Diksha is given to one who is an absolute upasak, yes, with a particular kind of upasana and with a particular kind of Diksha. When the Diksha is given, and in this Diksha, when the Bhur, Bhuvaha and Swaha is incorporated, he gets, even though it is a Sukshma Rupa, it's a Sukshma Akshara, Bhu has been incorporated in him by the one who is intelligent, by one who is noble, by who is Jnani. He incorporates, inducts this Bhu in him, and the moment the Bhu is inducted in him, he understands the absolute Rig mantras, all the Rig Veda mantras, the gist of Rig Veda, and through that he understands the Agni Tattva, and through that he understands the Prithvi, because it all comes from that. So what happened? All these Panchabuddhas have to be just by saying Bhu, that's all. This is what I said. Do you remember now? You connect how Kalidasa has become like this? Devata, the deity, has blessed him with Bhu, Bhuvaha and Swaha. That's all. With these three words told by him, not by anybody. You don't go and tell somebody, oh, Bhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha, you got Rik Mantra there. Yeah. It's not possible. It is possible. You can. You can. When you come to the status of the Brahma. When you become the Brahma, you can do it and it will be there. It is effective, no doubt about it. But we have to come to that stage of the true Brahmacharyatva, and in the Paurnami Dina, at the particular Yama, and this Diksha is provided, and then you attain this Bhuva Swaha. So through that Rig mantras, the gist of the Rig Veda, and through the gist of the Rig Veda you understand the Vaishwana, the Agni Tattva. Through the Agni Tattva you understand the Prithvi Tattva. You find the absolute knowledge within a fraction of a second. All the knowledge is in him. Bhuvaha, the Vaidata, the absolute, the space, through that. From Bhuvaha, from the Yajur mantra, and the Swaha from the Sama mantra, against these are the Vyagrutis. Therefore, indeed, these great Vyagrutis, this they call it as Vyagrutis, are the quintessence of the worlds of the gods and the Vedas. This it. So now Tadyadagrito. Now in this what happens? In case you commit some mistakes and then you derive, that means connected with the Prithvi, connected with the Agni Tattva, connected with the Rik Mantra, if any mistakes in the sacrifice takes place, by doing chanting and doing a yajna on only Bhu, Bhu, Om Bhu, Om Bhu, Om Bhu, Om Bhu, you can rectify it. Same way, Om Bhuvaha, Om Bhuvaha, Om Bhuvaha, you rectify the Yajur Mantra mistakes. I mean, in your experience, if you commit a mistake on these sacrifices, you rectify with this Bhu, Bhuvaha and Swaha. Is what he explains in these three slokas. So, that's okay, I think. In this way, Eva Mesham Lokanam Asam Devatanāmasya tratraya vidyaya Viryena yajnasya varishtam saddhatati Vesha jagrito ha va eva yajno yatraivam vid brahma bhavati. Eva mesham. In this way, the power, lokana masam, the power of the worlds, of those gods, and the knowledge of the Vedas, one rectifies the lapses of the sacrifices through this way. Such a sacrifice where there is Brahma with this kind of knowledge is indeed cured as though by medicines. Now, by doing these practices, what happens? As the Sharira is being healed by a medicine, our Ajnana Sthiti will be healed by, as if healed by a medicine automatically. You don't know how it happens. As I said, Kalidasa, again Kalidasa. He was fooled like that, no? And the moment the Diksha was given, within a fraction of a second, his Ajnanata has gone off and he has become a great poet, great Kavi, great Jnani. And his Kalidasa's, we all know that how it is. He has become that same way, like a medicine healing a disease. No, this Diksha of this, and with the Upasana, with the Nididhyasana, with the Brahmacharya, with the absolute sacrifice, with absolute surrender, with absolute samarpanam, and with this Diksha specifically, and when you gain this, like a medicines heal the body within a fraction of a second, the Ajnanata and the Papa, the sins and the Papa and the Akrita, Krita, everything that has happened during the Janmas, number of Janmas happened, all will get healed and you gain the absolute Brahmacharyatam through that, is what he says. This is why these paths are absolutely necessary. That's why these blessings are necessary. Yes. So that is why, okay, Yeshavaha, then this sacrifice in which one possesses of this knowledge. Actually, in this sacrifice, what you gain? The knowledge becomes the Brahma. You become a Brahma. That means you become the Pujari, you become the worshipper. Yes. When you become the worshipper, indeed inclines northward. Northward is that? We are told about the travel through the north and travel through the south, which one is Surya Pada, another is Chandra Pada, we said. So northward means Surya Pada. Here is surely a Gatha which regard to the Brahma who is possessed of this knowledge. He goes to all those places wherever this sacrifice gets retarded. So what happens? He, after becoming the Jnani, wherever the Jnana Yajna taking place, he will automatically be present there in order to rectify that. That means not in physical level, but in the spiritual level. So then the Brahma holding on to this his silence, the only one priest who protect the other performers like a mere protecting the fighters. The Brahma who is possessed of such knowledge protects the sacrifice, the sacrificer and all the priests. Therefore, one should accept as Brahma only one who is possessed of such knowledge. Now be careful. Therefore, one should accept as Brahma only one who is possessed of such knowledge is one argument. Another, not one who is possessed of such knowledge. What is it? Brahma only one who is possessed of such knowledge, not one who is possessed of such knowledge. Both. What does it mean? So he said, he is Brahma who is possessed of such knowledge, and it is the knowledge that who has possessed one is a Brahma. What is the difference? The one who has possessed the knowledge through meditation, through tapasya, through great penance, is a Brahma. He becomes Brahma. Knowledge becomes knowledge. And not the one who possessed such knowledge. That means not the one who possessed that knowledge. That's in the sense like Kalidasa, one who has not done the tapasya, not done anything. Now the one who has possessed has become knowledge. The one who has possessed has become the knowledge. One who has possessed the knowledge become the Brahma, and the one who has possessed become the Brahma. Another side. You understood? In both ways. One who has struggled gain the knowledge is the Brahma, and one who has become the Brahma who has the knowledge. He has become the Brahma first. Why? Because through the Diksha, through the Jnana. Why? Because of its purity. As Adi Shankara said that about the third what the name again? Disciple who was supposed to be Todagashtakam he has created. He's Todaga. He has been given Diksha. Suddenly, the moment, what happened? I told you about the Shankaracharya. See, they all said that, let us wait for, Adi Shankara said, no, let us wait for him to come. He has gone to wash my clothes. He went to wash Guru's clothes. So the most intelligent one, he said, Acharya, what's the use of waiting for him? It's all the same. Talking to the wall and talking to him is the same thing. And Acharya said, his ahankara has become too high, so I have to humble him. By making him humble, I have to make him absolute jnani. By the time he came, what happened? He gave the Diksha to him when he was walking from river to the ashram. He is given the Diksha. The moment he came to the ashram, he entered it, he chanted and all were surprised. Finished. Over. What happened? The one who has possessed the knowledge has become the Brahman, and the one who has struggled for the knowledge also has become the Brahman. So there are both the ways, one who has become the knowledge, then became the Brahman. One who has become the Brahman and then the knowledge. Todaga has become the Brahman, then became the knowledge. By Diksha. He has not studied anything, just got it, finished. Why? Because there is a reason, not just like that. Not washing clothes. Not washing clothes, why? Absolute dedication and devotion to his Guru. Absolute purity. He has bathed himself in Guru, that's all. What he has bathed with? Not with water, with Guru. Bathed with Guru. That's it. He eaten Guru. He slept Guru. Yes. This is what he was. You must have heard that. No? He sleeps at the doorstep when he was not well. Ada Shankaracharya. He was not well. Then everybody has been given a position in the hostel. That hostel. Each cot, one cot. He was lying down there for 5 minutes. He will get up. The others will say, hey, every time you are getting up and disturbing, what's happening to you? He said, I am not getting sleep here. Acharya may require me at any point of time. If I fall asleep here, suppose he calls from there, how can I hear? No, he has got his own convictions. So I have to go and sleep at the door. I cannot go inside and sleep also because I will disturb him. At the door he slept. So that if he opens by mistake also, because Acharya is like that, oh, children are sleeping or the disciples are sleeping, I should not disturb them. At least let me go out. So he will open the door and he will try to walk alone. I will not allow him to walk alone. See? His bhakti. He says, I will sleep at the door so that he cannot walk out also. So he will have trip on me. So I will wake up. I mean, to show the intensity of bhakti, these things are explained. Now what happened? He has become eligible not because of the tapasya. He has become a Brahman already. By this purity, he became the Brahman and acquired the knowledge. Other, because of the knowledge, became the Brahman. Because of possession of knowledge, became Brahman. Here he has become the Brahman, acquired the knowledge. You got the point? Difference between these two. That's what it is. To make you understand this sentence, I have to tell all this. That accept as Brahma only one who is possessed of such knowledge, not one who is not possessed of such knowledge. Emphasizing that knowledge, prevalent of, ultimately, the truth is that ultimately it is the knowledge that makes you the Brahman. That is what is necessary. That knowledge means the Brahmajnanam, not that the other knowledge is what we talk about. The Brahmajnanam. Brahmajnanam is not taught. As I told you, bhuhu is enough. That's a sukshma, that's a seed, planting inside you. And within a fraction of a second, that seed grows and becomes the whole universe. That's all. It doesn't require anything more. The growth is such. So this is how the blessing works. That is how he gained the knowledge. He became the jnani. How the most of the tapasvis become jnanis? Through tapasya, he reveals the jnana. That's all. Automatically, he speaks. How many people have learned Sanskrit before going to do tapasya? Which Maharishi has learned Sanskrit in the school? Samskrita? No. The moment he has finished his tapasya, what happened? The flow, Samskrita, Jnanam, the chanting and the mantras and the other things, everything flows from him just like that. From where it comes? Diksha. This is the great important. That's why they have given a lot of importance on this upaasana and the dhyasana. So that's called the silence. So one has to learn to go into that silence. That means silence can be achieved only when we live dharmically. When the mind is agitated, when I have guilt, when I got, the duties other than that has been explained here, the misunderstood duties, when those things are there, automatically what happens? My mind is agitated, then the silence is broken. When silence is broken, the vyahritis have to be created. The other parameters have to be created in order to bring the silence to me. That purification, the form of the purification, the purity and the tapo nila, tapasthiti, that sthiti, that position has to be brought in, then only this is possible. Please, it is not a small thing. Try to understand this. Go deep into it. I try to understand this very, very clearly. It is not a small thing. Yes. So even though it is told in small words, but it's very important to have this. Then only the sacrifice, the yajna will be complete. My life is a sacrifice. My life is meant for a sacrifice. My life is meant for a yajna. So the offering of the yajna from this life is through these manners. I offer that. When I offer that, automatically the fulfillment has to be achieved. If the fulfillment is not achieved, it is not sacrifice. It will become ahankara. Yes. It has to be absolute sacrifice. Then only it will be accepted. So the acceptance for that has to be there. In order to have the acceptance, the sacrifice has to be complete. So there, all this what I told today is a very high philosophy, very high tattva Brahma in order to achieve the Brahma tattva. It may sound simple, but each and every word we can elaborate it for thousands of pages of writing. Each and every word that I spoke now can be elaborated. We will elaborate it if necessary. We can do that. Thousands of pages it can be elaborated to. Like as I told you about how to pluck the leaf, tulsi leaf. Like that, now you imagine each and every step we start explaining where it would be. It goes like this. So therefore, what we should understand, the sacrifice is important. Instead of we sacrificing, we are accumulating actually. We only want, we don't sacrifice, we don't give. I want pleasure, I want happiness, I want a peaceful death. Some people, they think they are great, asking for peaceful death. What he wants? I want a peaceful death. Who will give you that peace of peace for you to die? So he says, therefore, one should accept as Brahma as only one who is possessed. So in order to do that, each and every activity here for sacrificing, upasak, you become an upasak. What he says ultimately, Upanishad tells us, Maharshi tells us, there is no shortcut. Hey Jivatma, hey Punyatma, there is no shortcut. Do Punya, that's all. Don't try to mix with that Vyavaharika Jivan with this. Because there is no way. Whether it is in this Janma, next Janma, or after 10 Janma, you have to do this only. Don't think that, okay, I can postpone it and then it will become diluted. No, will they suppose someone will come and then they will modify the constitutional application of the Brahma Sakshatkaram. Some Ambedkar or somebody will come and write the new constitution to attain the Brahma Loka in a different way. Absolutely wrong notions, unwanted expectations. Don't do that. No Amba will come, no car will come. You have to travel only in this car and in this Ambara. Yes, the Ambara will not change. So, he says, this has to be learned. Identify. So, first, what is that steps? Every karma is not dharma. Karma should be executed dharmically, then only it will become a karma. Then only it will be exhausted, otherwise it won't be exhausted. And with dharma, what happens? Then you will have to do the sacrifice. You have to create the silence. In order to do that, you have to have the bhakti, samarpana bhava has to be there. As I told you about the Adi Shankara's disciple. An absolute samarpana has to be absolutely inculcated. And so that your ahankara, why we do samarpana now? See, like as I told you, every word we can go thousands. Why we do samarpana? Why the disciple has to go and lie down in front of the door of the Shankara? Will he become happy, pleased because with the disciple? Oh yes, he's been sleeping in front of my door. So let me give Pakshabhada, let me give a favoritism to this disciple. No, did he do that? No. Not because of that he has given the Diksha. Why he has given the Diksha? Not because he has slept there. Then what? Tell me what? Huh?
His dedication.
Okay. Very specific. The cause that he has created inside him for sleeping there. The cause was not there. The cause he has created. What is it? The duty. What is it? The duty has changed there. What happened? He created the duty. What is the duty? The cause has been created there. I have to be dedicated to Acharya. As he shall say that, dedication. I have to be dedicated to Acharya. I have to do service to Acharya. That's the cause. I have to do service to the Acharya. In the sense what? I have to do service to the knowledge. Who is Acharya? Embodiment of knowledge. What he has done? He wanted that he has to create a cause in order to serve the knowledge impartially without having the personal pleasures, renouncing the personal pleasures, only looking at the convenience and necessity of the knowledge, who is there, whom I cannot approach directly, but the knowledge has to come to me because I have not learned the tapasya, so I cannot approach the knowledge. So I have to create a cause for serving the knowledge. So the only cause, what I know according to me, is that I renounce whatever I have, his bed, his sleep, his bed, his pleasure of sleeping. See, it's not small. His pleasure of sleeping. Okay, we call it as sleeping. We are taking in the whole life as it is, you see. The pleasure of these things have to be sacrificed, and not only that, there I have to sleep on the floor. Here he has got a bed. So what happened? There, even though he has to sleep on the floor, the hardship he has to undergo in this Sthula Avastha could be neglected by him. In this way I said, no, we can go into details. The hardship of sleeping on the floor is the pleasure in this Sthula Avastha. So this pleasure, so not that sleeping on the floor, don't just take that meaning of it. What is the meaning inside him? Inside him he says that the pleasure of my Sthula Avastha should be renounced by the knowledge that I have, being associated with the knowledge. Being associated with the knowledge that I have to renounce the pleasure in my Sthula Avastha, so that I do not feel bad while sleeping on the floor. Why? He is comfortable sleeping on the floor. How he has become comfortable? Because he could neglect. What is that? He could neglect the karma. Now, the difference between karma and dharma. He could neglect the karma of sleeping, even though he was ordered to sleep. He could neglect the karma of the sleeping on the cot, on the specified place, and accepted a place which is harder than that, or not at all having pleasure out of it, by renouncing the pleasures of the Sthula Avastha through the knowledge that he has got, by association of the knowledge, yes, and identified that hardship of sleeping on the floor as the pleasure. He has converted that hardship of the sleeping on the floor as comfort, or more comfortable than this, and he slept sound there. Is the activity that he has done. Now what happened? He was much more, here he was not sleeping, every moment he was getting up, there he slept. Even though that was hard. So what happened? Now the karma, this is karma. If had he slept here, he would have deviated from the dharmic execution of karma. He would have executed a karma and acquired. His desire was not fulfilled of serving the Acharya. So he has acquired something by sleeping here, not renouncing. But by sleeping there, what he has done, he has renounced his pleasures, executed the same karma, sleeping. Understood what I am saying? Here also sleeping, there also sleeping. He executed the same karma, sleeping, by renouncing the pleasures of the Sthula Avastha and acquiring the Sukshma Avastha and attaining the same execution. So he has executed his karma dharmically. When he has executed his karma dharmically, he attained the knowledge. Could you connect the words? I mean, there are all personifications of these words. You see, that's all. Not that a person sleeping there. You see. This is how it is. That's why I said no. Now, whatever we have spoken, let us take like this one by one. We can multiply it in the number of expressions. This is how we have to think. This is how we have to contemplate. Not that, oh, he got up from there and slept there. Why? Just dedication. No. What is that dedication? The duty. What is his duty? Duty is identification of Brahman. That's all. So karma has to be done, executed dharmically, so he can identify the karma, he can identify the Brahman, the knowledge, in the right manner. Had he done here, he would not have done it. So this is how it is. This is how the karma executed dharmically. Not karma with an expectation. Here also he would have slept. He is dedicated. Here also he was dedicated. Yes. But he felt, no, Suppose he calls me, I will not be able to hear because of the distance. I won't be able to hear. He has decided that is. So, what I have to do here, instead of executing my karma unpleasantly, let me execute my karma dharmically so that my karma is exhausted. His karma is exhausted and the dharma has been protected and the dharma has been prevented. See? Now he slept. Now after sleeping, probably you know the story again. Acharya got up. He did not wake up. Not that by sleeping there he woke up. Acharya got up. He said that, hey, Thodaga, why you are sleeping here? He asked him. Then he woke up. Then he said, Acharya, suppose you wanted me, that is why I slept. Now you see what happened? Even though that was his expectation, that he would serve when is necessary, but that he could not do. That is not that importance. So it's not that. So that story is not important. It's not that his expectation has to be fulfilled. So his desire is not that fulfillment of desire that has taken place. So that is exhausted. So desire is no more there. But with an intention of executing a dharmic karma, the desire died. The result from the desire died. Everything has been exhausted. He got the punya. Got it? So this is how the execution of karma into dharmic way of doing it. Same way we have to acquire. So what all this? We said karma, we said dharma, we said then the vasana. Then each and every duty of ours has to be identified. Yes. Each and every duty has to be identified as the brahmacharyatvam only. As I used to tell that earlier. The only responsibility for a person is to identify Brahman in the world. That's why we are born. All other things are meant for that. You are eating for identifying Brahman. You are working for identifying Brahman. You are talking, walking, sleeping, praying. Everything for identification of Brahman only, even though you do not know about it. Know it and execute the duty according to this dharmically so that you will be in a position to attain the Brahman. Is that what it is? So that silence has to be brought in. So that then, if the silence is broke, only we are breaking the silence every time. Every time silence comes and we break the silence. Silence comes, we break the silence. So we never reach the total absolute status of the silence at no point of time. It comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. Because of the adharmic way of execution of karmas done by us. Yes. We have great egos. Whatever we think has to take place. Whatever my fictitious mind, which is absolutely ignorant, doesn't have any knowledge, who is dependent on the emotions of the indriyas, that's all, and the environments, and we consider that as our master. And we decide and we ask for things. And we expect based on that these things should happen. And if it doesn't happen, I am agitated. Who are you to agitate? Or who is agitating on whom? That will come in the next chapter, where we talk about the jiva, how the ownership of jiva and things like that. Okay. So he moves the defect incurred in them. So when you have the diksha of the bhuvua, eva, the sacrifice, the priest, since then he removes the defects incurred in them. Then we go to chapter 5. Now there is a change. After a few pages, then there is a change in the pattern of functions. Again, meditations and things like that in between, but okay, more of. So, difficult meditations have been the most difficult meditations we have already covered. And this is the preparation for the aprapancha upasana. This is the saprapancha upasana. Once we have mastered this, done this, then we can do the aprapancha upasana. upaasana. I think we stop here. Next, chapter 5, we take next. Okay, so new chapter we begin. Om Shaanthi.